Hello and welcome back to Tales from the Age of Men, and we're actually attempting to besiege Pelagia here. Now, what's really funny about this particular place is, well, I could have easily taken this by myself, yes, but for some reason, Rosfin wanted to help us out. I think that's probably that is pretty nice, to be honest, but yeah, I'm not that pleased, as you could probably tell, because in the grand scheme of things, this particular city is currently rebelling. They have no militia whatsoever, so all I needed to do was wait a little bit of time. I think I needed to wait maybe another 12 hours, maybe another day or so, and then most of the garrison would actually be knocked out, because they are starving, of course. So them coming in here, probably not the greatest idea. You know, it's probably a little bit of a waste of time for them, to be honest. But anyway, we'll take Pelagia here. By the way, I cannot call any parties. I can't create any parties of my own. The reason why I can't do that is because I'm a mercenary at the moment. If I was a vassal or something like that, I would be able to. Ooh, this is very cool. I like the lights in the distance there. That's very, very fun. And obviously, we do have the wonderful, wonderful catapults absolutely murdering us, or potentially going to murder us. Ooh, yes, I like this. This is a nice, this is a unique siege map as well. And, like, this is, this is exactly what you want. You know, this is exactly what you want. These kinds of really, really, what is it now? I don't want to say unique again. What is it again? It's like, what is that word I'm thinking of? Iconic. That's it. You're thinking about iconic locations, and you know, you generally would want to have a number of those, obviously, in the mod. Not all of them, because I think that would be probably way too much work, but I'm talking about, you know, a lot of really, like, for example, Orthanc is already very much, you know, looking fantastic. Minas Tirith is looking fantastic. This is, as you can quite clearly tell, looking amazing too. And we're going to be using our polearm in a siege again. I know, it's absolutely terrible, isn't it? Wait a minute. Let's actually see whether this is going to work out. Well, that was kind of decent, I guess. Question is, can we do it again? Can we do it again? Ooh, gotta be a little bit careful. Gotta be a little bit careful here. And there it is. There's the victory for us right there. And we actually did end up getting quite a few polearm kills. I did get killed, obviously, because I mean, let's just not even talk about it, basically. Let's just not even talk about it. I literally just fell off walls all the time. That was pretty much what happened to me there. Anyway, we do have a bunch of prisoners. I think I will probably take all of them, because, I mean, there's barely any, to be honest, but yeah, we do have a couple. And yeah, we're actually looking really, really cool right now. I mean, look at us. Very shiny. Oh, yes. Very, very shiny indeed. I actually would like to see whether there is a better polearm for us somewhere. Maybe even a slashing polearm. I highly doubt there is a slashing polearm available, but you never know. Maybe there is. Maybe it would be kind of cool if we could get our hands on something like that. That would be kind of fun, right? But let's actually see. Well, there's basically nothing. There's basically nothing available here, unfortunately. So yeah, that's not really going to work out too well for us, but that's fine. You know, we don't really need to worry about that too much. And now, yeah, we're just going to do something like this. Something like that. Thank you. Yes, not the vassal. Even though, funnily enough, letting him go would probably not even do very much at all. Now, we do have a Gondorian companion here, which we could potentially get. I don't really think that he's going to be super amazing for us because, well, He does have pretty decent skills, but apart from that, I don't know what he would really be good for. He's got decent scouting skill, good tactics. Medicine is actually really fantastic. 150. He has 150. That's actually really nice. 160 steward too. He is a great all-rounder, character, and generally would definitely be something if I was running my own. If I was running my own faction. If I was running my own faction, I would basically be going for that guy really quickly. But yeah, as I said, I can create a party, but I cannot add them to my army. You can see here, mercenaries cannot create or manage armies, and the same thing goes on down here if I want to click on the little flag icon down there. Unless there is another way for me to do it, and I am unaware of that. I don't know. Usually, if you're a mercenary, you can't do that, so, you know, that's kind of unfortunate. However, what we are going to be able to do is we are going to be able to, hopefully, in this episode, become a vassal. Now, the one problem with potentially becoming a vassal is that Denethor himself, I actually searched for him. There we go. There he is. He is currently a prisoner. Yes, he's currently a prisoner, and you can see here, he literally got taken prisoner by Sauron himself. I don't know where this guy is, unfortunately. Last seen near Rimon. Where is that? That is over here. Okay, well that's a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah, that's a bit weird. So unfortunately for us, we cannot send a messenger to him. As you can see right there, I can't send a messenger. So we are in fact going to have to do some weird things. Yes, we're going to have to try to work out where he is. I'm going to assume he's in Minas Morgul or something like that. I mean, that's probably the most likely, I'd say at least, most likely course of action for the opponent, considering I think that is the closest, apart from the Osgiliaths. I think that is the closest place for them. I'm going to go for me over here. Yeah, that seems pretty cool. Okay, now, this is going to be pretty fun. Look at our army composition. Our army composition is extremely balanced right now. I'm actually not entirely sure how that even happened. Oh yeah, I did actually go and recruit a bunch of Blackroot, Vale, you know, bowmen and stuff like that. All kinds of them. And yeah, we're otherwise just going to be moving up like this. We're just going to move up in a very standard fashion. Obviously, after my previous debacle with using the circle formation, I was not really doing a very good job in that particular battle, unfortunately. We did have a great time trying to eliminate the various Nazgul that were there in the battle itself, obviously, but unfortunately I just got way too distracted with trying to eliminate them, and then as a result we kind of dropped the ball a little bit when it came to the infantry attacking our own infantry, and of course a circle formation, yeah, it's probably not going to be the best idea. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But it's okay. We did all right, you know, we were able to get away from the situation anyway, so it's okay. Otherwise, let's just... Ooh, that was super close. He blocked just at the precise moment that he needed to. Thank you very much for dying there. There we are. And maybe we can do a little bit of extra... Oh, nice. We actually got him off his mount too. That's great. Okay, so let's see. So there are our archers and the infantry as well. Let's put the infantry into a shield wall. Let's put these guys into a loose formation. Let's get the cavalry to actually follow me, because it is going to be quite useful for them to come over and actually assist us with dealing with some of the enemy's cavalry, even though I don't think we really need to. I don't think we really need the assistance. Maybe we do. I don't know. Maybe we do. But yeah. Anyway, what we really desperately desire is to kill this guy. There we go. Kill this guy. Very, very specific. There we go. Okay, very nice. Now, apart from that, we do want to try to level up our athletic skill. So leveling up athletic skill is going to be a pretty tall order. And the one thing we are going to need to do is enter into quite a few sieges. That is where we are primarily going to get our massive experience gains from athletic skill. We could also try to level up our one-handed skill somewhat while we are on horseback. We could try to do that because... Oh, not against this guy. Yeah, no. This is actually the enemy lord, I think. It feels to me like this is the enemy lord, and that's going to be extremely, extremely difficult for us. As you can see, we don't really do very much here, because the one-handed is just too slow, too small. It's not going to work out too well. Unless I can maybe... I don't know, maybe I can get something going here. I'm not sure. How are my forces doing? Are they actually coming over here? Yeah, they're going to take quite some time to get over here, unfortunately. Let's just speed things up. There we go. There they are. Okay, and where do we have to go here? Where are the enemies? Where are the enemy cavalry? Are they actually near to us here? There is actually someone in amongst us, but I think our cavalry are probably doing some pretty good damage to them. Yeah, okay, well, my archers are doing relatively nicely. My infantry are taking an age to get here, just purely because they are in shield wall formation. I'm just going to tell them to charge now. And I'll tell the archers to move forward as well. And we might as well... You know what? Let's tell the cavalry to charge too. I mean, really, you know, I should stop beating around the bush, I think. This is probably going to be a lot easier for us to just go in here, do some damage. I mean, we're probably going to die here. Yeah. Well, there you go. I died, but I did get some one-handed skill, which is, I guess, okay. You know, it's not exactly amazing. And yeah, you could see here that the auto-delegate has now kicked in. Oh, well, that's the classic. But look at our archers. Our archers are getting massive amounts of kills, which I have to admit, I am very, very happy to see that. We're getting some nice medicine skill too. All right, that's pretty nice. And there you go. Okay, we got 32 renown, 53 influence. Actually, not even entirely bad. I mean, I wasn't really going for anything there. I was basically just trying to get them out of the way as fast as I possibly could. And look at this. Ah, there we go. We actually rescued some people. Oh, very, very nice. We rescued 2 people. That is wonderful. And we also have the ability to rescue some additional forces here as well. Let's actually do that. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Do we... Do we actually want to create a party? Do we want to create a party right now? We have so many units spare that we could potentially create a party here and actually make something maybe possibly happen. I don't actually know. The looters are not very useful, obviously. Yeah, okay, fine. Let's try it out. Let's make our dwarven companion the guy, you know, let's... wait, no, he's the scout. Never mind, he's the scout. So who's not doing anything? Who's not actually doing anything here? Okay, so we have Swan, we have me, we have the dwarf, and we have this guy. Okay, so Aragorn's not doing anything. Do we make Aragorn into his own party? I kind of don't want to do that. What about... Thelmy. Thelmy can do it. I think Osric. Yes, that's his name. There we go. Osric. Osric can do it. Let's do it. Okay, so he will... There we go. He's got 114 Steward. That's pretty nice, right? That's pretty nice. Okay, so let's give him as many really, really good units as possible, he says, as he gives him a bunch of looters. So yeah, 145. Let's just try and see. Let's give him some Thilian Rangers. I still have loads to give him for some reason. Yeah, it's because we are just running around with so many of these people. Okay, so... yeah, there we go. Let's give that guy. I'm going to be loading his armor, as you can see there, because we haven't gone into a battle against any elves in this playthrough yet. Well, with any elves, against any elves, that kind of thing. You know, that's going to happen. And we also have a bunch of... Oh, yeah, we have a bunch of people. Look at this. We've got Rivendell as well. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to do something about that. Hopefully it's... I hope it's not going to crash. No, it didn't. Okay, thank you. Phew, that was a little bit close for my liking. But yeah, look how crazy cool these guys look. They do look... Wait a minute. These look different. These look different from when we were playing with them. Is that true? I think they do. Oh, that's crazy. Look at that. Oh, now they have amazing bows as well. Oh, no. Oh, now I want to play as elves again, you see. Because I said, oh, I'd love to see better bows on these guys. And look at the bow. It's so much better. It's actually fantastic now. Okay, yeah. I need to play as elves at some point in the future. Let's just give these guys a bunch of elves. Might as well. We have 231 now. Do we have any more somewhere here that I'm missing? I don't think so. No. Alright, yeah, let's just give them a bunch of these fellows then. And there we have it. That's going to have to do. Oh, wait. I don't want to give them these Blackroot Vale Hunters. These are mine. Thank you very much. No, you're not taking those. I'm not sure why I gave them those, but yes, there you go. All right, that just happens, I guess. All right, so we're making sure we're not missing anything here. I'm not giving anything too amazing to them. No. Okay, well, that's absolutely fine. There we are. Okay. Okay, hopefully we're not over-encumbered or anything like that. No, we are doing absolutely fine. Okay, so hopefully he's going to do great. I have no idea what he's going to do. Hopefully he's just going to attack a bunch of bandits, just hopefully level up. Maybe get me some nice money. I have seen in the very recent past that parties are actually capable of really insane money generation as long as they are able to get into battles consistently and actually win those battles. They can give you so much cash. They can literally get you so much cash. It's actually crazy. Anyway, yeah. So let's go. Let's actually just go in here. I want to check for weapons real fast. Yeah. No, it's just gonna be these kinds of spears. We're not actually gonna get any slashing spears or anything like that. Which is kind of unfortunate. Let's actually see, is there a better? Yes, this is actually quite nice. We should probably use this, shouldn't we? Yes, I should probably use this. Okay, let's use that. Let's sell a couple of things in the meantime while we have the opportunity. And there we go. All right. So how are we doing in terms of stuff? I think we're actually doing fine. The boots could use a bit of an upgrade, but obviously the boots that we're going to be getting here are worse. Oh, okay. Apparently they are worse. Never mind then. Okay. I am apparently not going to be doing anything with that. Okay. Well, whatever the case, what we should try to do is we should try to free Denethor himself. If we can free him, then we will be able to become a mercenary, and then we can maybe get some of the, some of the fiefs. I mean, it would have been very, very cool if we potentially could have... Yeah, become a vassal before Minas Tirith was taken back, because then we could have potentially gained the ownership over that, and that would have been amazing. But, yeah, you know, that kind of thing, yeah. Anyway, oh no, Minas Morgul is actually ours. Okay, never mind. Minas Morgul is actually ours, so we don't even need to worry about that. Loads of escaped slaves in this area, very nice. And we have these fiefs over here. Okay, the question is Barad-dûr actually a unique siege? I don't know. That's the question. I don't know whether it is. Wow, these guys have absolutely been on an absolute tear here. They've been doing amazingly. Okay, so the question is, do we want to go somewhere else, or do we want to just continue doing a bit of a, you know, logical conquering of their territory? If we want to do logical conquering, then this is... Actually, you know what? We're going to have to do something a little bit different here. We're going to have to see... Do they have any prisoners in here? Can we see if they have prisoners? Yes, I think we can. They don't have any prisoners. These guys don't. These guys don't. So the question is Denethor actually in a fief? Is he in a fief? Or is he here? They have one prisoner in Barad-dûr, but I cannot see what it is. I cannot see who the prisoner is. That is actually quite funny. Mount Doom? No, they wouldn't put him there. Okay, yeah, so maybe he's here. I mean, it says, look, it says 1 infantry. I highly doubt it, to be honest. Okay, let's have a look. No, it just says last seen near Rimon, and obviously, as you can see here, yeah, no, that it doesn't actually say anything. It doesn't actually say where he is. So, shall we try? Oh, dear. I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah, I have a bad feeling about this. You know what? Let's actually do something a little bit smart for once, shall we? A little bit smart for once will be to do something like this. Okay, come on now. No, Sauron, why? Ah, that is terrible. Okay, yeah, Sauron is coming up. Okay, well, I could potentially fight him, but only if he's by himself. Unfortunately, he's going to join this army here. Can you just turn around? Can you just turn around real fast? Okay, no, he's not going to do that. Yeah, this is very bad, isn't it? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. He's taken... Denethor is living up to his... yeah, he's certainly living up to his personality type, I guess. And he's taking Pelagia as his fief. With his council support, actually. So people were happy to have him have that. So that's actually quite interesting. Usually... well, I guess maybe they would. I don't know. Maybe they would. Anyway, I don't really like doing nighttime battles, but hopefully it's not going to be significantly dark in here. I can only hope that to be the case. Oh, dear. It is significantly dark. Okay, well, we're going to have to do something about that, aren't we? I'm going to remember if I can. Let me just make a mental note of that. Okay. Yeah, I'm making a mental note of it to make it brighter in the editing phase. And we are just going to actually charge in. We're just going to be super hyper-aggressive here. And I am going to try to get as many kills as possible. Try to do as much damage as possible to the trolls. And we should probably try and get some kills with my one-handed, shouldn't I? That would probably make sense. Whoa, nice damage versus that Warg Rider right there. Very, very nice. Okay, let's try to do some damage with the one-handed. Or just not. I don't know. The funniness, yes. I love that when that happens. It's always like, oh yes, I will try to get some one-handed skill. And then when I try to get the one-handed skill, all I do is just run along the line doing basically no damage whatsoever. Yeah, that's wonderful, isn't it? But thankfully we are getting a couple of kills here. You can see my one-handed skill is absolutely power leveling right now. Extremely, extremely nice. And this is exactly the one of the great things, actually, when you have, well, I mean, let's just say that I have been a bit lazy when it comes to leveling up one-handed skill. You know, I could have definitely leveled it a bit sooner. But the thing with leveling it now is that we have an extremely elite army. We are very much in control of a lot of different situations. And so as a result, we have a much easier time of leveling these skills. Apart from if we're in a siege, obviously. If we're in a siege, we kind of have to pull our weight a little bit. It depends, obviously, if we have a significant amount of people with us or not. But we did actually get 16 kills right there. Not too bad. And we did level up our one-handed skill to almost 125. If we can get that to a little bit higher, I'll be pretty happy to use that in future engagements in places where we are actually going to need some power, you know? Because I don't really like using it in a situation where I actually need to be effective. Okay, so Barad-dûr, I'm not sure. I still don't know who this is because, as you can see, I cannot tell, I cannot see, and this is one of those really annoying things about Bannerlord where they don't actually show you the entirety of the people in there. I highly doubt he's even in there, to be honest. It's probably not him, is it? I mean, it probably isn't, but I mean, it says one prisoner, right? It says one prisoner, and he must be a prisoner. I mean, is he actually a prisoner? I mean, it says, look, he's been taken prisoner, and it doesn't say that he has escaped. So I'm assuming that he is actually in here. Or he is in someone's army. I'm thinking he's here. I think he's here. So we are going to try this. Okay, we're going to try this. It's going to be extremely, extremely difficult to do it. As long as we don't get attacked by those armies. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wait. Hello. Yeah, we got to be careful here. I'm going to actually have to leave real fast. Because here's the thing. This guy comes in, right? This guy comes in when we are in the siege, and we are going to have the garrison coming down on top of our heads straight away. And I would prefer to try and avoid that kind of situation in future, because even though it is extremely enjoyable when we have a slight possibility of winning, most of the time it is very difficult, and I'd like to try to at least avoid that for the moment while we are so deep in enemy territory. Even though, to be honest, I feel like we are maybe not even that deep, to be honest. I don't know, maybe it's okay, maybe we're fine, but I don't know. I'm gonna sort of err on the side of caution here a little bit. And we're going to see if I can maybe put my cavalry over here. Let's try. I'm going to switch to my polearm here just for the sake of murdering some of these guys. If I can. Nice. Yeah, not sure. Not a terribly big fan of what we're doing here, but maybe we'll be okay. Who's this? Is that an enemy? That is an enemy right there. How dare you? How dare you, man filth. Sorry, I'm getting into my Uruk cosplay right there. I don't need a costume for it. Okay, so there we go. All right, that's fantastic. Great. Well, good work. And now we'll just let our archers... Wait a minute. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's tell these guys to charge. Tell these guys to charge in. I have no idea what's happening, but we can tell just by the amount of damage that's being done right now that we can literally... Wow. These archers are so fun to use. They really are. They are certainly one of the reasons why I feel like we can kind of do things, you know? We can kind of do things because in the grand scheme of things, we do not really have an alternative, I feel like. There are a lot of really good Gondorian units, but not too many ranged solutions. I feel like a lot of the ranged solutions are, kind of low skill, right? They have low bow skill. But these guys, they're kind of fantastic. So if you are indeed playing Gondor alongside me, or you're thinking of playing Gondor at some point in the future, do yourself a favor in the early game, if you can afford it, obviously. I'm not entirely sure how much they actually are in terms of wages. But let's just say that you get to clan tier 1, you're able to get to a mercenary, you know, you maybe get a mercenary contract, then you can easily afford that kind of stuff. Then you can go for the Blackroot Vale Longbowman. Go to Morlad, right? Go to Morlad really, really early on. As early as you possibly can and indeed afford it. And just get yourself a bunch of those archers. You will be just thanking your lucky stars that you have these guys because they are so incredibly powerful. I mean, you can see exactly what's happening right there. Look at that. 72 kills. Obviously, I do have the elite versions because I have had them for quite some time, and I do have Knights of the Silver Swan too, so I am obviously with a pretty advanced army here. But think about it. There are a lot of bandits, right? There are a lot of bandits. Some of these bandits, or shall we say maybe even most of these bandits, are not going to have shields. And so because they don't have shields, you know what's going to happen. These bowmen are going to feast. They are going to absolutely feast upon the opponent in every single way, and they are going to level up in record time. And as a result, you're then going to be having a fully elite army. If I could play again, if I could start Gondor again, my Gondor playthrough again, now that I have additional knowledge, I would go to Morlad as soon as I could, and that is what I would do. Because it's so incredibly... Oh, wow. I can't believe I have to stop this siege again. Okay, yeah. But anyway, the point is, what I'm saying is, just go to Morlad and you're going to have a great time. That's what I'm trying to say here. Okay, can I do something? Yeah. Oh, hello. Hello there, sir. Okay, yes. Well, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to be just taking the Nazgul prisoner. Thank you very much. That's quite funny. I certainly didn't expect to catch him, and funnily enough, I think he probably could have escaped me, but he decided not to do that. Okay, so it seems like Constalia wants to attack us. Not really the best idea. I don't know why they're not going for the army nearby to us right now. Kind of strange. Is he still a prisoner? I think he is. Yeah, look at that. This person cannot be reached by messenger at this time. What? Are you serious? Sauron doesn't allow us to send a messenger to our leader? How unfair of him. Of course he's not going to. No, of course. Okay, so we have a siege going on there, a siege going on there, and then Constalia comes over to us. I'm not entirely sure why we are getting singled out like that, but, you know, it happens. Okay, so technically, I would be saying and indeed singing the praises of these two perks right now. Lead by example, Trusted Commander, both absolutely fantastic. Great perks, really, really nice. However, in this case, because we're playing this mod, it doesn't really work out too well because you're not going to be able to really convert prisoners because as far as I'm aware, in this new version, they've made it so that you cannot recruit Uruks, for example. If you're a good faction, you cannot recruit Uruks to your side. And I think maybe it's the same the other way around. I think I have seen some Gondor Elite pikemen in evil armies. which obviously I don't think, I don't think that's going to happen, because they're probably going to be harvesting all of the humans for man flesh, you know, all that stuff. They're probably going to be doing that. But anyway, we'll take Trusted Commander right here, and we are going to be going for Arrow Catcher, I think. Arrow Catcher, larger shield protection area against projectiles. I think that sounds pretty cool. We don't really want to get headshot all the time. Let's go into Barad-dûr for the 17th time, or whatever it is. Sanion is gonna... Is he gonna actually come in here? No. Okay, it's nice that he's not. They're probably gonna go in with Valeria. No? No. Okay, interesting, interesting. We're waiting for one more person, I assume. I kind of just want to starve them out. That's really all I want to do. I could start building some... Should I start building some trebuchets? I'm not a big fan of building trebuchets and actually going in, because it's such a... It takes such a long amount of time. But maybe, just because there are so many distractions around here... Oh, look at that. Our guy leveled up. Osric actually leveled up. Fantastic. So that means he's actually doing something. I'm very surprised. Yeah, surprised that, well, I mean, not that surprised that our party is not providing us any money, but generally, if he does something and indeed goes to a town and sells some loot or sells some prisoners or something like that, we do actually have the opportunity to gain some nice profits from that. So it would be pretty cool. As you can see, Theoden, literally, I really love that about this mod, by the way. The rulers, they immediately award people their fiefs. They don't take 10,000 years to decide on who's going to get the fief. I think that's really, really nice, because that makes it so much smoother for overall economy generation, and generally just making it so that you have people looking after those fiefs almost immediately upon capturing them, and that's obviously fantastic. So you can see here we almost have the garrison completely eliminated. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. This is real bad. Wait, traveling to Normost? No, you're going to come in here, aren't you? Yes, I knew you would, you absolute imbecile. Okay, I can't go in here. I cannot go in here, because if we do... Yeah, see, I'm almost 100% she would have attacked us. Let's just see if she comes back. Not coming back. Maybe she wouldn't have. Huh. Oh, no, you know, no, oh, wow, okay, never mind. Okay, yeah, no, this is exactly the point. This is exactly the reason why it's very, very difficult for us to go away from here. Actually, you know what? I could have tried to sneak in, but the problem with sneaking in at this point is we have so many people in our army, and I have basically nothing in roguery skill. Sneaking in is not really going to work out too well for us. At least I feel like it probably wouldn't. Let's take a look at that. Oh, they're besieging this. This is good. Ah, there we go. It looks as though Krasgoth has been eliminated. The clan of Krasgoth. And, yeah, actually, let's just see what's actually... Ooh, okay, yeah. So we've got some really, really nice... wow, yeah. Rohan is doing so much work right now. They are actually crazy. And, oh, look, Theoden's actually doing it. This is great. Okay, I'm going to run interference for him. So if there are a couple of vassals in and around the area... Not that guy, but, you know, other people. If they're in and around the area, can I go in with you, sir? Can I go in with you? Yes. Look at this. We've got 2,000. This is absolutely perfect. Okay, this is exactly what we want. I'm hopeful. I'm not sure if there is a unique siege layout here. I'm actually just going to save real quick just in case. But if there is a unique siege layout, then I'd love to see it. That's the reason why I actually wanted to participate in the Battle of Minas Morgul as well, because I think there is actually a unique siege in that too. But I've missed it yet again, because I actually had the opportunity to go in there with the Elven playthrough, but the forces of Gondor actually took that super, super quickly, and unfortunately I wasn't able to participate in that time. But yes, it happens, eh? It happens. Alright, so it's definitely not a unique siege layout, but that doesn't matter to me. I'm sure that that will be done at some point in the future, but right now, what we need to concern ourselves with is that a troll is operating the catapults. Look at that. Okay, that's actually kind of That's actually kind of cute in a way, because he's literally using these extremely small rocks. And he's, can you imagine him with his little, with the little rocks, just putting the little rocks in the mechanisms and so on and so forth? I think that's quite funny. Oh no, come on now, get out of there. There we go. Okay, so let's switch to our one-handed here. Wow, okay. Okay. The damage was actually incredible. Yeah, I was just trying to get away from there, but apparently that was insanely difficult. But yeah, at the very least, there's really no point in me staying in here anymore, because we've already seen that there isn't a unique siege, so I can just let Mr. Theoden himself deal with the rest of this, and we can just, you know, run some interference like I said before. That's going to be much better use of our time. And let's actually see what happens, because if I'm kind of hoping that he's going to escape from captivity at this point, because then we can potentially become a vassal with Gondor finally, because I actually intended to become a vassal a lot earlier, but it kind of slipped my mind. And then when it did, no, he didn't escape. Oh no, now I can send a messenger to him. So wait a minute. So was it true that he was in there? I think it was true that he was in there. Okay, well, I have a load of money, right? I have a load of money, so this is absolutely going to be, you know, it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty good. So we can... What do we have here? Yes, what do we have here? Yes, what do we have here? Okay, so I would like to discuss something. I would like to... Wait a minute, I actually have to... I have to leave as a mercenary first, don't I? I think I have to leave as a mercenary first, and then we can do it. Let me just wait one more day. There we go. And now I will leave the kingdom, and then send a messenger once again. Hopefully he's not going to get himself taken prisoner or anything like that. That would be quite amusing, nevertheless. Okay, there we go. Now we can actually see. Hello there, sir. I would like to enter your service. Are you... Okay, wait a minute. He doesn't like us, so he's not going to allow us to join. And look, he has an Uruk for some reason as his bodyguard, one of his bodyguards. That's actually hilarious. Okay, so unfortunately for me, I need to get -10 relation with him. Okay, I have a proposal. I'm going to give you... He has 3 million. Oh dear. Yes, he has 3 million. I'm going to give him 300,000. Did that actually help? Yes, it did actually help. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. So now I can enter. There we go. Very nice. I am ready. Okay, I swear homage to you as lawful necromancer. As lawful necromancer of Dol Guldur. That is actually very funny. I don't know why he has that title, but it kind of makes sense a little bit, you know. That is very, very amusing. Okay, so let's actually get this. Let's get all these guys. Oh, I don't really want to take the wardens, but I will anyway, even though they're not really going to be that effective for me. And, ooh, very nice. He's actually going to give me some pretty good gear, to be honest. Not bad. Not bad equipment. Yeah, you've done a wise thing, Bruce. Yes, I will. Raise some skeletons for me, Necromancer of Dol Guldur. Okay, so on the 10th day of winter, Bertild joined the Gondorians. Very nice. Okay, so I now have the potential to possibly... I could try to take something. I mean, you can see here we have... I mean, we are absolutely destroying everything right now. This is far and away... probably one of the most successful campaigns so far, and I think that is all due to the fact that we helped out Rohan in the very early stages of the campaign. If we hadn't helped them out, they would still be fighting. They would still be dealing with their own problems, and then Gondor would be by themselves. They wouldn't have any allies whatsoever, and it would be pretty difficult for us to kind of do anything there. At least I think so, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Now what we need to do is we need to try to earn as much influence as possible so that we can start to effect some change in our, well, shall we say, in the faction policies. The faction policies are going to make a huge difference here. I can also call for an army now. I'm not going to call for an army just yet, but I will do that after we get out of this particular siege. I just wanted to get in here super quickly. Funnily enough, I should have probably called for him before doing this, but that's okay. You know, that's fine. Hopefully there are not going to be too many problems with taking it. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Okay, so apparently Denethor has provided a fief to us. And I have no idea where this actually is. Where is that? Isn't that the castle way back in Gondorian territory? Okay. Not a terribly big fan of that. I mean, I think it's very nice of him. Don't get me wrong. I think it's very nice of him to actually do this. But I think he might be trying to sabotage us in a certain way. And I know that may sound really kind of weird to say, considering he has given us a fief. But the thing is, he's given us a fief that is extremely low value, right? That's the main concern here, because obviously what he's doing is he's making it so that we have very limited prosperity gain, and that's going to make a huge difference. That's literally going to be... We're going to be making nothing from that. That's the exact point, because he's currently running around with 3.6 million gold, and instead, well, we're running around with 600,000, which is still very good. Don't get me wrong, that's still absolutely fine, but it could be so much better if he just provided us with a decent fief. Of course, there are many vassals in, Gondor itself, so I don't really blame him a huge amount. But I would definitely say that he is maybe doing strategic assignments to try to reduce the amount of fiefs he has to give to people he doesn't potentially like. Because obviously, as we know, he doesn't really like us that much. Oh yeah, these guys. Well, these guys are... That's actually hilarious. These fellows are moving to close the gate. That is another strategy you could potentially use, I suppose. That is very funny, because look at them right there. They are literally going over there. Look at that. They just closed the gate, and that's it. They're not even closing the inner one. That is very funny. Wow. This is very nice, though. Very nice. I don't want to get off my mount right now, even though I would like to level up my one-handed skill. My one-handed skill would be insanely nice to level up here. But unfortunately, because of the way that the AI works in Bannerlord, you don't really want to get off your mount too early, because they will surround you. They will surround you, and they will try to kill you if you are kind of easy pickings, as it were. And I don't really want to give them that opportunity, so I'm kind of a little bit dubious to do that. I'd like to try to survive in this particular siege, because we've not really been surviving that much in sieges recently, and I'd like to at least survive one or two. It would be quite nice to do that. But yeah, as you can see, my forces are just absolutely running them down right now. Very nice. I can maybe switch to my one-handed now. Yeah, now we can do some damage. There we go. Getting a handful of kills here. Not really super harsh here, but it's okay. Little bit of experience, never hurt anyone. And there we have it. Okay, we got to 129. That's not too bad. Can we get one more kill? There we go. Nice. Okay, 130. I like stopping on a nice round number, unless we can get to, 150 in this siege, which is never going to happen. But would be nice. Ooh, nice slash right there. That was a good slash. Didn't kill anyone, but that was a decent one, We did good average damage to them. All right, well, technically it's more on the high side of average, of course. We did 80 damage, which is pretty cool. And it doesn't really matter, We got some good damage out of it, and that's all that we really need. Generally, I don't really need kills, even though kills do give you more experience. There you go. We got 25 experience right there. Not 25 experience, 25 kills, and that was pretty good. Not too bad. Not too bad. Obviously, most of those were with our polearm. Let's actually just send our forces in immediately, and there we have it. Okay, so I'm not actually. Do I want to take these? Okay, I will take the prisoners. Because why not? This is a town, by the way. This is actually a town, which is quite funny. And I'm taking this very specifically because... Ooh. Try to force the settlement to join your culture. What's this? Try to convince the settlement to join your culture. Only possible to evil cultures and costs Like show mercy. Okay, I see. Yeah, no, well, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, so we are not actually going to do anything with that. Hopefully, oh, actually, I don't even really want this, to be honest. He's going to give this to us, isn't he? It is 1700 prosperity, which is far and away not good enough, in my opinion. It is not going to be good enough for us in any way. We're going to just get rid of all of the prisoners. 9 roguery skill. Very, very nice, actually. Very, very good. Considering I have basically only, what, 2 focus points in it or something like that. So, yeah. That's actually pretty nice. As you can see, we're selling stuff for an insane amount, 31,000 right there. And indeed, we're looking like this right now. Look at this. This is what we're looking like. It's looking absolutely fantastic. It's looking really very, very strong. And look at Mordor right here. Mordor has how many fiefs left? Like, well, I mean, they've got 4 towns, but I don't know how many castles. I guess we could look at the diplomacy screen to actually see that, shouldn't we? Okay, so let's have a look. Mordor, they have 12 castles. Actually, a pretty significant amount. I thought they would have a lot less, but no, they do not. And Rune obviously has a huge amount, as we know. Umbar only has 3 towns. That is actually hilarious. It may in fact be an idea sometimes, maybe just to circumvent the entire sort of like Gondor versus Mordor thing and just literally go and take Umbar's stuff. I don't know how effective that would be, because I don't know whether Umbar is actually participating that much in the actual skirmishes and the various battles that are currently going on. I don't know how, I mean, because they're very far away. Not sure if they would even get here. But yeah, we're looking pretty good. Yeah, we're looking pretty good right now. Let's see whether he gives this to us or whether he doesn't. I'm actually not entirely sure. It would be quite funny if he doesn't, considering the fact that we have, you know, taken this by ourselves. And generally, it's kind of considered a good idea to do that. Yeah, no, he's not. Oh, that is hilarious. Okay, that is actually very, very funny. Okay, well, for me personally, I don't need this. You know, I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm going to vote a little bit. I'm going to do 20 influence. I would like to do more, but I actually want to leave some influence so that I can potentially get some policies that I really, really want instituted. Wow, they've got some... Wow, okay, wait. Do they have anything that reduces settlement loyalty? Let me see here. No, they have plus loyalty. Minus 0.5 loyalty per day to settlements with a different culture than its owner clan. Okay, that's pretty bad. But maybe our culture, maybe the culture is actually going to change. It could actually change, because I think the mod does do that. After a little bit of time, the culture of the fief might change to the one of the conquering one, which would be fantastic. Forgiveness of debts. Can we actually get this instituted? Is it possible? Nope. As you can see there, not in a million years. So we're just going to have to do that. Yeah, that's very sad. That's very sad. Forgiveness of debts is obviously, in my opinion, the one of the most powerful policies you can get, but the AI does not like it one bit. For some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. We are doing absolutely fantastically, destroying Mordor right now, and I think we're probably, you know what? I feel like I should probably head into Harad territory and try to fight a couple of those guys. I think that would be pretty fun, don't you? I don't think we've seen them that much, so it would be pretty cool if we could get a look at their units, see what they, you know, see what they fight like and everything. I think that might be quite cool. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.